Raw, it is time to get down. It is time for the Raw Down, the #1 source for all things WWE. Right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am Young Anthony. I'm joined with my VP Marco of the Chick Foley Show and J-Bone from Coming Down. Folks, co-hosts. Am I not connecting?
You sound like the little spell board that we have from the 80s. You got the letter A for I.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I was
Anyway,
going to be one of those episodes. I have no idea what's going on.
And I am your host.
I was going to say he sounded like the one of the greatest minds that's ever lived, Stephen Hawking. That's what he sounded like.
That's it.
A little
That's
bit.
It. That is.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
That's definitely what you were going for.
Or Kane.
We're gonna have a fun show today. We got a lot of money in the bank talk to discuss. But before anything, we have some business to get to.
And now, the RAWDOWN presents the crowning ceremony for the RAWDOWN Championship.
The recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Wait, you can't hear me?
Now we can. Yeah,
you were muted or something.
Well, I want to say hello to Sherry Lynn Anawai.
Whoa!
Thank you for joining us. New member of the Tavern family, it seems, and they're here just in time.
Just in time.
And new. I can't. I don't know what the fuck's going on. What am I not connecting? I don't know.
We're having some technical difficulties. I'll go ahead. I'll be nice. Because we have a member of the NOI family joining us. Right? I will present new Raw Down champion, the Young Puke, Anthony. What's up? Yeah, you did it.
Thank you. I don't know if you can hear me, but
yes.
I want to thank all my fans.
It was
a long time coming. It was a long time without my championship, but I finally did. I finally took it back.
That's very true.
And you know what? Win, lose, or draw, Tony must pose, baby. Tony must pose. The title's back where it belongs.
Dude, is this
never say that again?
Is this the shortest reign?
It is.
I think you have the shortest reign of RAWDOWN history.
2 days. 2 days. The shortest reign of a champ. It took you 1 year to be champion for 2 days. Wow.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I mean, we do have a new champion, obviously. But we also have another person that's waiting in the wings.
That's very true.
To do that, and that's this guy right here. You see this?
Ching,
oh.
He's got his own briefcase.
I wasn't expecting the props.
Actual props. No, I've had this. I never use it, but yeah, now I'm going to use it. Actually, I have a use for it.
Cash in when of the Young Puke. I don't have money in the briefcase or anything.
Should I give him the shortest reign, or actually, no, he won't have the
hey,
you know what? Forget it. All right, we'll at a later date. We'll see.
That would be on a technicality. We're working here with technical difficulties.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Your title like that.
When your opponent's down and out and beaten and downtrodden, that's when you cash in and take the title.
That's true. That's a very true.
I'll let you. I'm just going to let you know it's waiting in the wings. Don't worry, Mr. Money in the Bank will be cashing in.
Oh baby,
in due time, young Anthony.
Down in the bank.
Only when something too.
What's that?
I could be the masked superstar for being third place. I'll have to wear a mask for the next year. Just punish myself.
Jesus Christ, the 2-day reign.
No, it's funny. My
back on top. I'm not
obviously we talk about the I talk about the Foley Picks League at the end of the show, and yeah, man. So I'm sitting at the top still. I'm still
same
top
here.
3.
Even with my abysmal performance.
Yeah. So here's a funny thing. None of the my picks are totally opposite of what we did on the show. If I picked what we did in the picks league on the show, it would have been new. I think.
Villain's wife is in the chat. A lot of new people here in the chat.
Wow,
I like it.
But people we don't regularly see here on the Raw Down, so stick with us. We're gonna have a fun show tonight.
Yeah, I think they want to hear our thoughts on.
You see, that's what happens when young Tony becomes champion. You know, you bring in the new viewers. Tony must pose. Tony must pose.
Yuck.
Tony must. You must pose, but we all barf.
Awful.
Tony must.
He's gonna puke.
Well, you know what? That's a perfect transition. Marco,
yeah, that is a perfect transition.
We didn't talk. We didn't talk about it last week. I don't know if it was in the time span.
It didn't happen. It was on Friday.
Okay, yeah. So we got to start the show by talking about giving our condolences, rest in peace to Darren Drozdov, a Raw Down legend, and I say a Raw Down legend because we would not have the iconic drop that we do if it wasn't for him. And of course, I'm talking about
he's gonna puke. He's gonna puke.
The legendary sound effect here on the Raw Down. Obviously he was an Attitude Era guy. Any memories of Darren Drozdov? Any good moments?
I mean, I'll have to say this. I mean, so of course, he was he came in as a Legion of Doom member, the third member, which was kind of a big deal. You're adding a member to this, historic tag team, where it was Hawk and Animal, and then you had Paul Ellering, of course, in there. But basically you had Paul, Hawk and Animal together, and then you're adding this third person, Puke.
Yep.
So that was a big deal. But I think what the biggest thing where you're looking from Darren Drozdov, he was a football guy, and we look at today's landscape of WWE, especially, where they bring these, I hate to say failed athletes, but guys who, it's tough to get in the NFL. What is it, like 2% of college athletes make it to the NFL? He actually was in the NFL, but as far as having, like fully successful careers, and I'm sure I'm not trying to dismiss what he had, but he obviously wasn't, Reggie White at nose tackle or anything like that. But he transitioned into wrestling, and that was an interesting time because I was thinking about this, with him transitioning into wrestling, that era specifically, that's when you start seeing basically the groundlings of NXT, basically, if you think about it. Of course they end up going to Dory Funk's Funkin' Dojo camp. You have like Edge and Kurt Angle and those guys, and that's kind of, I think, where Droz kind of got his footprint a little bit, got some of it in ECW as well. But I think it's interesting, you look at from the early 80s where Vince just took guys from territories, right? Kept building. And then it's like when he got to like 95, New Gen era, and it's like, well, we got to start building stars, pal, from the ground up, because there's nowhere to go for territories,
Yeah.
And Darren Drozdov was one of the first guys to be experimental, and you look at the Beyond the Mat stuff, of course, it was which is where that clip came from, of course, which was very kind of still to this day talked about. That whole movie was, so it's very interesting. Unfortunately, his career was cut short due to injury. And it's just one of those things, unfortunately. And I guess I don't know what the surroundings of his passing is. Usually, you look at Christopher Reeves and things like that. Once something like that happens, unfortunately, the hourglass gets turned back over and starts trickling down. So, rest in peace to him. And I think he'll be looked about very fondly because of all those guys in Attitude are, but I think his what he brought to WWE specifically is his transition from football to wrestling.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well said, J-Bone. You finally said something, a cohesive sentence. Look at you.
I'm a great guy.
Definitely said it perfectly there. So, of course, rest in peace to Draws.
And Mattel, let's get some figures of Draws. Come on now. Let's get this man signed to a contract. Let's get some figgies. We need some.
Does he have any figures?
Not Mattel, not from Mattel.
Well, not Mattel, but like in the past, he's had.
He's had some really good Jack specific bone cruncher. It was really, really good actually.
Yeah.
A couple of those. I mean, he was only in there for like 2 years, and that's pretty much it. Oh, he had a Maximum Sweat.
Yeah, the Maximum Sweat figures. Yeah.
I don't. Do you know about those, Anthony?
Are those the ones that you like? I've heard about them, but I don't know how
like,
they work.
What, like about 7-8 inches, Marco, something like that, and they're like real beefy, of course,
Yeah.
And then you have like this water cartridge that you basically pump the water in, and it has like holes in their head. Yeah. Some people would put food coloring, red food coloring in there, and then instead of sweat, it'd be blood.
Oh, nice.
Color, brother.
Yeah, they're really like cartoony looking figures. Like they're like almost like exaggerated versions of the guys. Like they almost look like Incredible Hulk-esque. Like they're like giant muscles and like just.
Let's bring those back.
Yeah, let's bring them back. I'll buy some Maximum Sweats.
I mean, I know a guy that would, or a couple guys I would. Mainly Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. So you never know. They might have that. They're bringing back all the other stuff. They might bring back the Maximum Sweat figures.
We were just talking about Paul Ellering with the Road Warriors, and now we have Paul Ellering in the chat.
It's we got Paul Ellering. We got Anawai family.
Everybody's in the chat tonight.
We're killing it. Villain's wife, whoever. Whichever villain that is. I don't know if that's Don Callis' wife.
A lot of different villains.
Marty Skrull.
A lot of them have wives.
Marty Skrull's wife. I don't
know. All right. Enough chat. Let's get into the Money in the Bank talk. Pretty good show overall.
I thought this was a fantastic show.
Fantastic. That's big praise from you.
I thought this was the best show of the year.
Wow. Well, before we get into your reasoning why, Fig Freak says, how come MVP isn't following me?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to follow.
Let's go change that.
I have to change that now.
What the 5 fingers say to the face?
Fickle. Oh boy.
Pay-per-view of the year says Jay. So is that all of wrestling, or is that just the WWE?
No, I'll say WWE.
Yeah, WWE. Yeah, it's yeah.
If I was to put a pay-per-view of the year right now, I would probably say Revolution. So
Revolution, good show. Tyson has joined us. Everyone is here tonight. Look at this.
Everybody loves us.
Full house.
You see, this is what happens when the Young Puke gets the title. Tony.
Good. I'm glad you referred to yourself as the Young Puke.
The views start trickling.
No, they want to see the cash in happen. That's why they want to learn about the cash in. That's what they're waiting for. That's where the ratings come in.
None of that. So
yawn.
I think this was a really great show. I think there were a lot of good moments here. Everything that you expected to happen, all the good moments that you wanted to happen, all led to a really good show. Am I frozen?
You were kind of, yeah.
A little bit.
I think you're back.
A little bit. Great. I hope I'm back. This is going to be a pretty shitty show. Someone take it from me. Talk about the show overall.
Marco, you go for it. Go. Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was a very well-paced show. Just to piggyback off of what, J-Bone said, as far as, just comparing it to, I thought Revolution for AEW was their best, like, in the sense of a pay-per-view, like a show, just like, I thought they really came into their own with that pacing. And Money in the Bank was kind of like that. It was just like there wasn't any really filler in between. Obviously, you have your commercials here and there, but other than that, it was a very one after another match. They didn't keep you waiting. I think that was one of the things we talked about a lot. was the pay-per-view just being filled in with, video packages and all this crazy stuff. And I think they, whoever spoke to them listened. And I'm going to say this. I think I'm going to say this every week. If people still think this is a Vince McMahon run show, I think you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
I think Triple H it's all over it. His prints are all over it.
I was actually thinking about that today. Yeah.
Like whatever news was coming out with last minute changes on SmackDown. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that much of a difference. I couldn't tell the difference in the changing of the show if it was anything. If it was one thing, cool. Like whatever he did last week kind of made sense. Scrapping that Bayley and Shotzi match for no reason. Like remember you're like, why the hell is she putting up her spot in the Money in the Bank? And if that was one thing that Vince McMahon changed, kudos to him, because that was stupid. Why was she going to do that? And I think Seth Rollins getting attacked and kind of building that match instead of having an open challenge match on Raw at the beginning and having Finn Balor come out and attack him and kind of build that feud up until the pay-per-view was genius.
Yeah,
I mean, and if that's Vince McMahon doing it, hey, Triple H, you got a good control of the show. Maybe we change just this one thing here. It'll
I don't doubt that he's like changing stuff here and there, but like you said, it's not anything to like throw complete conjecture off. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like the like I said, I think this is the best show of the year,
dude.
To be honest with you, I mean, and here's my reasons. Yes, like Anthony said, we got what we wanted. Complete surprise we got Roman getting pinned the first time. We had some great Money in the Bank matches. I'm not quite thrilled with Damian Priest winning it, but it's fine. I just I don't have a huge issue. I know a lot of people want an LA Knight, of course. I wanted Logan Paul, but I think it's a good little swerve, and you could definitely build a lot of good story with it. Yeah. I just worry a little bit with LA Knight going to the, if he's going to become the United States champion. But look, I mean, if he can make it more prestigious, kind of like what Gunther's doing, then maybe that'll be something for him. But I loved what I really loved about this show is the matches that you thought that were going to be like fillers, popcorn matches, aka the women's tag match. Man, we got some good stories, some stuff I didn't even think of. Really, really good stuff. And I would say probably the weakest moment of the night was Gunther and Riddle, but I mean that was still a banger of a match. I mean, it's just because it was kind of thrown together, I guess, a little bit. And I loved it. Uh-oh, he's back. The young puke's back.
I can't with my fucking internet, man. This is the worst. I'm sorry.
HollerNet is back.
It's holler. Oh my god, I probably have it worse at the tavern. I'm telling you, it's like every fucking episode.
Holla 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 HollerNet.
Get off that Walmart connection, son.
What was it? Yeah, you were saying.
I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
We're just talking about the event overall. Just I was giving my thoughts.
The pacing,
and so was Marco. Marco was talking about the pacing and the matches and the story, and then I kind of was talking about the same thing. And the biggest thing was the moments you didn't expect, like the Shayna turn and stuff like that.
Everyone was wrong about that. Everyone was wrong. Everyone thought for sure Raquel was going to turn on Liv.
Yeah,
and they swerved the shit out of us. No one was expecting. If you said you expected that to happen, you're an effing liar.
Yeah, no.
Well, let's break down the show. Let's go match by match. We'll start off, I guess, with the first match. Men's Money in the Bank started off with a hot match. Crowd was fully into LA Knight, as I'm sure everyone expected. This was a very good match. I really enjoyed this one. It showcased a lot of talent that you wouldn't necessarily get a chance to see, like Ricochet, Butch. These guys have been getting a lot more of an enhanced presence through Money in the Bank. So overall, I think that this match really played its role in showcasing a lot of those, I guess, mid-carders that wouldn't necessarily get the spot if not for Money in the Bank. We were debating last week. I was fully set on LA Knight. You guys were fully set on Logan Paul, going back and forth at least a half an hour about Logan Paul and LA Knight. And we were all fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damien Priest is your Money in the Bank.
Love it.
Love it. All right, take it from us.
Well, I know you hate it because you're along with the other marks wanted.
No, I want you to tell me why we should love
it. Because it creates story. We've been the people on the top of the Judgment Day mountain showing how great Judgment Day is as a storyline, and what it's done for all the the people involved, and how long it's been, and as a storyline. We take that in consideration that they haven't broken this faction up yet. It just builds and gets better as they're going. And I think, with Finn, having his vendetta against, Seth Rollins and all that stuff, and Damian Priest has his eyes set on, it seems like Seth Rollins. It doesn't look like, we'll see what happens on SmackDown if he shows his face. But I highly doubt he's going to try to, intimidate Roman Reigns at all. But hey, maybe might now be the time, since we've found out that there is, that he is, he's not immortal. He's a mortal man. So maybe he does show up. But I think it's good, because I think what's going to happen, I think Finn Balor is going to eventually win the title from Seth Rollins. And I think the turmoil between the Judgment Day, with Damian Priest holding that briefcase and Finn Balor as the champion, is going to create probably one of the, not that's going to rival the Bloodline storyline at all, but it's going to create that secondary storyline that we've been looking for. Because obviously we've been all invested in the Bloodline, and we're talking about, we need, there's other people that need storylines and all this stuff. I think that's going to be the next storyline. I think Judgment Day is taking that spot as like the next ongoing storyline, and having all the different major story arcs and stuff like that. Just the end of Raw, with Rhea and Dominic looking. There's a still photo of them looking in opposite directions. Like Dominic's looking at Finn, and Rhea's looking at or the other way around. But it's like now they're split. Like now Dom and Rhea are involved in this, because those are their brothers, and it's fighting internally. So I think it was good in a sense where it's going to carry on a story, and it's going to give them more TV time. And it's going to help build Damian Priest, because we've all known that they've been pushing Damian Priest as like a major heel, essentially after Roman.
So you think this Money in the Bank is going to be for World Heavyweight Championship, because they've stressed Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship? Do you think it's still going to be for the World Heavyweight?
I think so. I don't think he's going to Gunther. I don't think he's going to anyone else. He's going for a world title. And they put that stat out that if he ever cashes in and does win, he'll be the first Puerto Rican born champion since Pedro Morales, which is 50 years ago. So just having that, moniker.
But this title was created 3 months ago.
No, as a champion. They're saying he'll be the first champion in 50 years, major champion in 50 years.
All right. Well, major's that's a word.
Yeah.
Champion's a better word. I have mixed feelings. I do agree with Marco a little bit, and Young Puke. I'll say right now too. I guess part of my argument last week was, okay, Logan Paul wins. Let's start this feud with Logan Paul and LA Knight.
Yeah,
and push this along. Now that doesn't seem like that's going to be happening. It looks like we're going to get Logan Paul and Ricochet, which is it's fine. I do worry though. It seems like LA Knight's going to win for the U.S. title. So it's like, all right, that's exactly what I was kind of talking about right before you got messed up. Look, he looks like he's like the Undertaker right now. Oh no, you're good. You're back. Anyway,
I'm gonna have to switch my device or something. This is awful.
Yeah. But as I was saying earlier, I do worry with that with LA Knight, but I've got one of his name right now is saying "fuck this shit" as he's trying to come back on. Anyways, but yeah, LA Knight. I just worry about if he can get over. But I find it interesting that they're going to try to pair. They're going to try to pair. LA Knight and Logan Paul with Ricochet. It's an interesting pairing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't hate the LA Knight going for the U.S. title because one of the big things on the on the interwebs and social media is Austin Theory not really and I always got to bring it back. John Cena was fucking right, you guys. Like he's not like he's bringing he has no. I don't want to say he doesn't have a soul. He just has no character. Like he's very bland. He's very vanilla. There's nothing going on with him. Now you get LA Knight, you give him that title, and he has a personality. Now he's going to be able to, I'm not sure bring prestige to it, but make it relevant. We'll say, with that title, and then I think him winning the U.S. title, that will be his proving, to see if he's ready for a main event spot. Because Triple H, said on that the press conference afterwards that they asked him about the everyone going after LA Knight and how he said he definitely is over. They recognize that blah blah, but he just said remember good things come to those who wait. So I'm thinking something's going to be big with LA Knight. I think they're planning on I think they're planning on a push. They just want a little bit more, like we spoke about last week, J-Bone. We need you in agreement. He needs a little bit more time to simmer, to to cook a little bit.
Right.
And then right there, then you push the button and send them flying. I think that's what they have something. You don't want to jump on it too fast.
Right.
You can hear the chant and all that stuff. You don't want to strike. It's not one of those strike while the iron's hot, because the iron isn't hot yet with him. I think he's Triple H sees it, because then people came back with why did Damien Priest win? He's like the same age as LA Knight. So it's not an age thing. It's a person. It's a spot you're in thing. LA Knight isn't in that spot. Like we said, he's not in that spot to catapult himself to that main event status yet. He's almost there.
I saw some things too, they didn't do this with Austin. Yeah, they did. When Austin 316 cuts the promo, that's King of the Ring 1996. He doesn't win the world title till WrestleMania 14.
Yeah, 98.
March
right?
98, almost 2 years later.
Yeah.
And look what happened with that. They let that they saw what they had, so they said, "Oh,
let them cook, let them simmer,
let them cook." Yeah,
let them cook.
Let's, as I used to say back in the day, we're gonna do a little cake baking here.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's actually a really good. That was
the cake baking term is what I used back in my single days.
It was literally so. Here's a funny thing. You see the comparisons. Everyone's always you see Kevin Nash say, "Oh, he's like a knockoff Rock," and all this stuff and blah blah.
Yeah,
blah. But
I disagree with that.
But yeah, even he said that. I posted an interview with him saying he does get those comparisons. He knows people say it, blah blah blah. But even his trajectory is almost the same as Stone Cold's in the sense where the beginning of 96, Stone Cold was the ringmaster. He wasn't Stone Cold Steve Austin. He switched his gimmick mid 96 to Stone Cold, and then he went on. Same thing with him. He was what was it, Max Dupree or whatever his name was at the beginning of late last year.
Right.
And then a few months later, he's LA Knight. So now it's almost like the same path. He just he switched the gimmick up. Everyone's cheering for him and stuff. Now you just gotta let him cook. Just let him go. Let him do what he has to do. Let him get the people behind him, and then you do it. They don't want to mess up again. They don't want a Daniel Bryan incident. They don't want a Roman Reigns beginning of his incident. They don't want a Stone Cold thing. Like, you know, they did it right with Cody. Like, Cody's still getting. Everyone thought like by now people would be booing him out of the building.
They'd be dashing Cody Rhodes.
He's still I mean, those woes are freaking insane on Money in the Bank and on Monday Night Raw. Like, he's still there. Like, they're doing it right. You just gotta let him go, man. Just let him cook. Let it cook.
Let him cook.
Now that I finally think that I have a somewhat stable connection.
You stable?
I have no mic. I have no camera. We're just gonna have to do this.
We're fine.
I don't mind Damien winning. The only thing is, I remembered after the fact, after we did the show last week, that the Money in the Bank is now all of a sudden for the Intercontinental title also and for the United States title. So why couldn't they just put the Money in the Bank on LA Knight if he was going to fight for the US title anyways? Like, what's the story with the Judgment Day? Like, I understand, like, you know,
it's a heel gimmick. It's a heel gimmick. It works better with a heel.
But
it works better with a heel. No, he's
not a heel. He's a face.
Well, that becomes the debate of what is considered a heel. Is it just the crowd reaction, or is it how you portray yourself, how you portray your character, which is a whole nother discussion.
I mean, I think right now, you know, he got so over. I think he was supposed to be built as heel. They had plans. They didn't want to derail from the plans. And so they kept him going, but they didn't anticipate him getting over these type of reactions. Even he said that. Like, I don't know how far back or long it was, but I remember him saying something. They were in Washington, D.C. or something. And, you know, he got this massive reaction. And he kind of thought, because he's from Maryland, that like maybe somebody, like people like knew that he was from the area or whatever. And so that's why they was getting over. But then the next week they go to New York and he's getting over. And then the Pittsburgh and he's getting over. And Lafayette, he's getting okay, but for Lafayette's sake, he's getting over.
Somewhat over.
They're just like, yay, yay,
yay.
Just because they're boring ass crowd. But
they're
anyway.
like LA Night, yeah.
LA Night. Lucky we could even say LA Night. Anyways, yeah. I mean, you know, he's just getting over. So I don't think they have to kind of keep with the program, especially since he was going up against Escobar. So that's my reasoning. Now Anthony's gone again. But I don't know. I think they definitely keeping the briefcase off of him was the right move.
I think so. Yeah. Like I said, Triple H said the same thing when at that press conference. Well, he didn't say keep it. He didn't say like, "Oh, we're gonna keep the briefcase off of him." You know, he doesn't really need it. No, he's just like, you know, good things come to those who wait. He's like, they know
good
they
things
know
come to those who wait.
Yeah, they know. He's like, they know. You know, the reaction that he's getting. They know, like he knows what he has. Triple H isn't stupid. He knows that LA Knight is you know over, and he's gonna do what he needs to do to like not ruin that. And I think, you know, giving him that briefcase too, it's a heel, like you said, it's a heel gimmick. We all know this. It's a
hang tight. We're gonna have a run in here.
Oh boy.
All right, there, young Anthony, you're live here, pal. Can you hear Marco?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead, young Anthony.
Oh my God, this is great.
This is your champion speaking.
Get some better internet, champion.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is my last episode of the RAWDOWN. I'm quitting. I've had enough.
This is like what's his name, Lee Majors or whatever, from calling from the Nitro desk.
Oh my God,
way back when. Yeah. Do you want us just to continue without you?
Well, no. I mean,
maybe you just go reset your router and come back.
The amount of times that I try, I don't know what the fuck.
Okay, all right. Well,
just Is there any way that I could hear Marco? Can you put close to the speaker or something?
Yeah. Hang tight here.
This is
some great audio.
This is a fun setup. This is a great show.
Hold on. All right. Go ahead and talk.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Marco.
Check 1 2.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Sweet.
Is there any feedback, Marco?
No, he's good.
All right, we're so good. This is
This is a new format going forward. So
you should see this.
It's like call the puke instead of call the hawk.
Oh man.
What's the number? 304 404
1-900-909-9900.
Oh my god.
Okay, so anyways, we can move on. I think from this Money in the Bank, we'll go on to the next match. I think the next one was the women's tag match.
Yes.
Okay. This is gonna sound horrible, but it's fine. So Anthony, what were your thoughts?
I thought this was really, really good. I wasn't convinced. I mean, obviously, we all predicted Shayna and Ronda was going to win this. And I think the major prediction going forward wasn't even, Marco, you mentioned before that Ronda was going to turn on Shayna. A lot of people were really predicting for Raquel to be the one to turn heel in the first place.
Yep.
So the fact that we get Shayna turning on Ronda, I was like, okay, I don't mind this. I'm fine with Liv and Raquel being champion, although I think Raquel should be in the singles division by now, fighting maybe Rhea at SummerSlam, but there's still time for that, I guess. So I'm thinking, all right, Ronda as a face, Shayna as a heel, it'll be fine. And then Raw comes in, and Ronda comes in and she cuts these promos that are like so wordy that it's like, I can't even buy into what she's saying. And then Shayna comes, it's like she's using a thesaurus to cut her promos. I'm like, dumb it down a little bit, please. And then Shayna comes in and her one line, just no one wants to hear you try to cut a promo. Crowd goes nuts. I'm like, all right, this is what we need. Babyface Shayna is going to be great. I do hope that she wins over Ronda at SummerSlam, because now that's the, that's the whole thing, that Ronda has a hard out around SummerSlam. So Shayna's going to be her last match. Put her over, make her a top contender on Raw. And, maybe she's a good contender to go against Rhea. Babyface Shayna versus a heel Rhea Ripley. There's some history there, because I'm pretty sure Rhea took the title off of Shayna from NXT. So, now vice versa maybe could be happening. I don't know. But point is, I'm fine with Liv and Raquel as champions, and I'm very much happy to see Shayna Baszler actually being a threat in the women's division, because it's weird having Triple H involved in creative, and a year goes by and we don't really see Shayna as like a true contender. Now we finally get to see it. And what better time than to beat the Professor Ronda Rousey with these big words that she's using?
I'm going to eviscerate you.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm saying to myself, J-Bone's probably having a hard time understanding this. Jeez.
Yeah,
oh man. Yeah. So one question I have is, with this, like if that's what your scenario plays out, loser leaves town match, whatever they're going with, right? And Shayna goes over. Does her beating Ronda still carry any weight anymore? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, she's like a falling star, literally. Does it even carry? Does it? The fact that she beats Ronda Rousey, does that carry any credit to her moving up in the card? And when I say her, I mean Shayna. Pronouns, pal.
Pronouns, pal.
I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. I don't think there's any. It's not going to propel. I don't think Shayna as much as it would have like maybe a few years back. But I think, I mean, it'll definitely do something. I mean, it'll definitely like kind of Anthony said, make her kind of like a contender for the for the women's champion. Well, actually, no, she's on Raw, so for Rhea's championship, and kind of go back to that rematch where Rhea did defeat Shayna for the NXT Women's Championship. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I think, like I said, it's not going to propel her to like main event status, but it's definitely a step in the right direction for Shayna.
I don't think it's necessarily the name Ronda Rousey that she's beating. I think it's just the premise. Like, when was the last time that Shayna's gotten like a big singles victory, let alone on pay-per-view? I'm talking about like in general. Like, she's been in tag teams. She's usually the one taking the loss in the tag teams to begin with. So I think it's overall just like the positioning, right? You have Ronda Rousey, who was a big star, at the top of the card. Now, obviously, she's not. But you have that history with Shayna. I think it's more just this is finally Shayna getting a big win that she needs, and it'll just start that upward trajectory. But I completely understand what you're saying. Beating Ronda Rousey is like not a whole big deal nowadays.
Yeah, there's also a rumor that Ronda may be returning to the UFC to possibly go for the vacant championship that Amanda Nunes actually, because she retired, so that championship is vacated right now. So there was I guess there's a rumor that she may be returning back to be like that star for that division, stuff like that. I don't know. It kind of makes sense if she is, getting a hard out of the company. So we'll see what happens.
Good luck.
I just pulled up Money in the Bank because I couldn't quite remember the matches offhand. Money in the Bank card from on Wikipedia, and it says here, it's got a picture of Norman Smiley.
What?
And it says promotional poster featuring Norman Smiley, and it's just looks like some random indie match.
What the hell?
That's Money in the Bank. You don't remember?
Anyways,
that's funny.
That's kind of funny. I see y'all's point too. With as far as Shayna getting that dubs, but we'll see if it even goes that way. But if Ronda does not need to go back to UFC. That's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Go home to your goat ranch. Take care of your alphabet soup daughter name, whatever her name is.
Alphabet soup daughter name.
My God.
You talk about big words. Got that, pal. Yeah. I don't know. She just needs to. Yeah, she needs to move on. But good.
Her daughter
good
probably asked her for a bedtime story at night. Ronda Rousey pulls out the dictionary.
Oh boy. All right, the next match is Gunther defeated Matt Riddle by submission. Pretty much a squizosh match. Decent match, good for.
I could care less about this match, honestly. There was nothing to it.
I mean, it was booked well as far as the placement on the card, so I'm fine with it. It is what it is. Gunther keeps on rolling. He's going to break Honky Tonk Man's record. We all know that.
Yep. Well, we did get a return. Well, we'll see. We did get a returning Drew McIntyre.
That's right. Good call on that, Marco, by the way.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, apparently he's not all elite as everyone thought he was going to be, right?
Yeah, no,
he's leaving the company. Oh, he's so fed up with his storylines and shut up, everyone. All right, that was my rant. Sorry.
That's okay.
I hate when people do that stuff. It's so stupid.
Yeah, nobody knows what's happening. STFU, sit down.
So let me ask you a question about this whole Drew McIntyre thing, because you said, Gunther's going to beat the record, which I do hope he does. But it makes me think, like, can he break the record? You've got Roman's not losing his title to Drew. I don't think you're in a position where Seth or, Marco, you were saying Finn. I don't think either of them can have that title go to Drew right now. I think that title's preoccupied with Seth. You kind of have to put a championship on him if you want him to stick around. No, like that. If the rumors are true, and rumors are rumors, that Drew is unhappy, and he still hasn't signed or whatever it may be. Based on that, you would have to think that you have to put a championship on him. Are you kind of tied in now to put the Intercontinental title on Gunther, on Drew McIntyre? And do you do it at SummerSlam? Because that's probably when the match is going to happen.
Yeah, I think they dispelled those. I mean, Triple H kind of dispelled those rumors at the press conference. They actually spoke about it. Well, he spoke about it and said, they're just joking about all the people thinking they know what's going on behind the scenes and all that stuff. And, the whole reason why they said he was gone was because he wasn't happy and he was never coming back. So apparently they came to some agreement because he's back.
That's true.
If that was the case, but I think he was injured personally, but I don't think it was anything to do
that's what Trips is saying. So I don't think he's necessarily going to lie. But, I guess he could lie. I don't know, but
he could.
I don't know.
No, he's going to show up. He's going to show up at Wembley, and he's going to confront Kenny Omega.
So Gunther has 390 days. So he has, I think Honky Tonk Man is 434.
Yeah, so he's got a September is when he'll do it.
Days, so I don't know.
We'll see.
He's definitely got to break that record, I think.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Do you think Roman will ever beat Hulk Hogan's record of 1,400 days as champion?
No, but that's a different point. Like, that's different though, because I say no. He could potentially, but I don't think he will personally. But
you would have to hold it past next year's Mania,
right,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see that.
I don't see it, but it could happen. But I think this is more like it's easier to break this record than breaking a Hogan's record, or because this is the Intercontinental title, So,
right.
and you have somebody like Gunther that can, you've built him up so much that he can realistically easily break this record. So,
yeah. Well, that's the thing about I don't mean to cut you off, but we've been getting a lot of records breaking lately. And I think I've mentioned this once or twice before. Roman's getting 1,000 days. Bianca became the longest women's champion of the modern era. And, now Gunther's about to break this IC title record. I don't know. That also makes me think, are they content with having all of these records being broken, or does it come to the point where it becomes a little bit too predictable? Like, we know that Gunther's going to win this match at SummerSlam because he's got to break the record. Maybe they don't really value this that much, him breaking the record.
And that was kind of like my point there. Like, I think you want to keep some type of history or some type of link to the past and the people before. So I think early prediction. I think he comes face to face with Drew. I think he loses. If there's going to be someone to beat Gunther, why not Drew McIntyre?
Probably has to. I think he has to lose. Can't bring back Drew and have him lose right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
He can't.
Unless you add in Matt Riddle. I don't know.
He's the greatest. You can't. Honky Tonk's the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. So I don't think. He can't. He would say that himself. I don't think anyone else has said that. But that's what he calls himself, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. I think.
Well, he's the greatest because he has the record, but
yeah,
he's the greatest. I don't, that's up for debate, obviously.
Yeah, because the New Day, their record got broken just recently. Like, there is a lot of like record breaking stuff happen. So
yeah, I totally forgot about the Usos. Them too.
Yeah, them breaking the New Day. So there's like over 600 days it gets. I mean, I think you got to keep some type of, like I said, some type of like race to not a race history, but like some type of like aura to like those records and stuff like that. You can't just like have them smash every single record and now what do? You just let them sit until forever? I don't know. Yeah. Or like you said, maybe
the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
That's good.
Lie.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see for sure because I do see Drew winning it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I see. I get you.
Next match, Cody Rhodes. Kind of, we all went on Dom on this, but
yeah, we were wrong.
Dominic Mysterio, no shenanigans.
No Brock.
And no Brock. And Cody wins clean, of course. I mean, of course he would win clean, but we all kind of thought maybe this would be a good opportunity to give the kid a push here. So, what are y'all's thoughts? All right, we've stunned everybody in silence. I think that tells everybody.
Marco first.
I mean, I don't mind it. Did he need to beat Dominic? No, not really. I mean, they weren't really building anything. I think it was just a match just to have a match at Money in the Bank because he missed his opportunity last Money in the Bank. He wasn't there because of his injury. So I think it was just to get Cody in there, get him in another country, see if everyone does the whoa thing.
They did it.
And he did look like kind of like a British, old school British soldier with that jacket with the flag on the back. I mean,
Uncle Phil done it. Would love that.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. Oh man, I wish I was right next to him with that. He's probably like cursing his screen out, just like, what the hell is he doing? But no, like I said, I mean, it was an half match. I really didn't.
It was fine.
It was a fun match, I guess. It was all right.
It was so, and this is the things that I love about this card, though. Like, it was a good match, good solid match, but it didn't like you talk about pacing. Like, it just was like, okay, yep, that's fine. 8 minutes is fine.
Could have been on Raw to me.
Let's move it on. We're good. And yeah, so Cody Rhodes wins, and that's it. That's it for him and Dominic. So
yeah, it was fine. Thinking back on it, I really do feel like Dom needed this win. Like, I understand Brock not being there. You didn't really. I don't mind Brock not being at Money in the Bank because of the other surprises that we got. Like, I feel like it would have been overkill to have all three of them. So you needed at least two, and I think Drew and Cena were the bigger surprises. So I'm fine with that. But that's at the expense of Dom not getting a win here. And I talked about this last week, and I really do believe this. You can't ride off of the momentum of Dom and Ray with, Dominic getting booed every night. You can't just ride off of that momentum and not expect it to start to decline a little bit. I know it doesn't seem like it's going to, but you get to a point where Dom's going to have to do something else to get some heat to like bump up that momentum a little bit. I'm not saying that it's going down yet, but if he keeps taking these losses, like, unless they do something with him, it's going to start to get a little bit old. That's why I hope that, just imagine the promo that he cuts the night after Money in the Bank, that he beats Cody Rhodes. He can say that he did it all by himself. He wouldn't be able to say all of that because he'd be getting booed out of the building before he puts his, microphone up to his mouth. You know what I mean? And again, he's still getting the reactions, but had he beat Cody here, I think you would be talking about a much more prolonged reaction for Dominic. Now you start to wonder, is he going to get another big win? You never know. So kind of hope that we got a different finish here, but because Brock wasn't there, it was fine. One question that I had was, what do you think the stipulation for this third match is going to be with Cody and Brock?
Something new that you never seen.
I think we're going to see a bull rope match.
Yeah, something that hasn't been seen, something that hasn't been around in the modern era yet. Something old school.
We got another new listener or watcher here. Danny Lewis, can't wait to see Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns for an undisputed title at SummerSlam 2023 predictions. Yeah, we're gonna get there, Danny. Here.
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, sir. We will.
We want to talk about Cena before this next match?
Let's talk about Cena real quick. Interesting promo. Trying to get everybody hyped for a London WrestleMania.
Yeah, I wonder where that came from.
Yeah. I don't think that's by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Pretty interesting stuff. I mean,
they're definitely gonna. Yeah.
I think definitely WWE's taking note to what's happening with AEW with these Wembley tickets sold. I'm pretty sure that's kind of got them caught off guard a little bit.
100%. What are they sold now? 70,000 tickets.
Yeah, I mean, 72,000.
But here's a difference between AEW and WWE. If they announce a show, it's not going to take them months to sell tickets. It's going to sell out like an hour.
Sure,
that's the main difference. It's impressive.
I think they probably didn't realize what kind of market, in the sense of they know UK fans are rabid, but like to that degree, like for a company that's 4 years old to have almost sold out Wembley Stadium. I mean, that's gotta like awaken some things there. And obviously, Clash of the Castle kind of helped propel everything too from last year. I'm down for London WrestleMania. I'd be cool with it.
That'd be insane.
I think U.S. fans have gotten their just due with all the WrestleManias. Of course, technically we've had 2 international WrestleManias with going to Canada, but this would be big time here. So,
well, look, when it comes down to it, and we're talking about you brought in AEW, so you have to talk about it. I think WWE realized that this Wembley Stadium, all in for AEW, was something that no one ever expected to happen. I don't know. I would have to look into the last few years, but as far as I'm a wrestling fan, this has to be one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive thing that a wrestling company has pulled off in the last 10, 20 years. Like, sure, WWE pulling off 2-night WrestleManias, selling out AT&T Stadium, 101,000, even though they inflate the numbers. All of that is very impressive, but this is also the WWE that we're talking about. Like, AEW is a 4-year-old company.
And they haven't announced a card yet.
They have not announced a single card yet, and this was before CM Punk came back. And they sold at least 60,000 without Punk being in the company. Now that he's back in the company, they're up to 75,000. I think there's
I think you're right.
I think there's like 12,000 seats left.
Yeah.
This thing, I don't know if it's going to get sold out. It probably will. No one can say anything about anything negative about AEW. I know
they'll find it.
I know people will find it. I know that we get critical about AEW on this show every now and then, but I mean, this is something that you cannot talk poorly about, especially now that you see this promo. They bring out Cena, which I haven't been on Twitter or Threads. I haven't seen the rumors if Cena was even rumored to be in London, so nope. I don't know, but this was a complete surprise.
There was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing there.
Completely kept it under wraps, right? They cut this promo of Cena, it was so weird. It was, oh, we want to bring. He was saying, I want to bring WrestleMania to London, which is, the WWE is considering London, I guess. And,
Cena could give two shits whether it's in London or not.
Yeah, Cena's not going to be in London for WrestleMania. He's just told to say it. I think there's I'm sure there's risk with running in London. I've read a little bit about like the financial side of things, like, that there's a risk of running in there. But I mean, from a standpoint of a fan, there's a huge time difference. Like, these shows in London are happening at 3 p.m. Is there going to be a WrestleMania happening in the afternoon? Is that going to hurt viewership? Like, there's a lot of things that are moving pieces when it comes to London. It's a great crowd and all, but what's going to result? I don't know. What does anyone know what time All In is happening? Is that a 3 p.m. show as well? Or
I'm sure it will be.
Right, it probably has to be. So, you run the risk of that, and I'm sure it's not a huge risk, but it's a risk nonetheless. But ultimately, my point is, because I'm going on a tangent here, but this promo was definitely a nod to AEW. I think it just proves how impressive something like that is. And WWE has now just been forced to start working on this WrestleMania in London, because that's the only way that they're going to be able to counteract All In happening. Wembley Stadium, they're going to sell it out or get close to it. You can't just do a Clash at the Castle in Wales and call it a day as a match to AEW. You need to go big now, and that's the only way that they could do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. So you kind of brought up the this current pay-per-view as the like a significant or historical one. I'm gonna counteract that with September 1st, 2018. The original All In was the horse changing show for everything. Sure. So that's the one that that's what really kickstarted this whole AEW thing. If you want to go further, you could say Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. The first time at the Tokyo Dome, that might have been the beginning stages of AEW and where it is now. But All In, man, All In 2018. I thought it
was Jimmy Havoc versus Darby Allin from
Jimmy Havoc, dude. What happened to him? Jeez, what happened to that guy?
Pulled that one out of my ass.
Is he still around, or what's
I think he's working at Home Depot.
What's he doing
at GameStop? Yeah.
He was supposed to be where Darby Allin is right now. That's what. Damn. I might go on a tangent.
Well, thankfully he's not.
Yeah, I know, right? He was supposed to be that like emo, dude in AEW, but Darby Allin took his spot. Rightfully so.
He's still emo.
He's just emo.
Just not on TV.
He's emo in a Home Depot aisle.
'Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Emo in Home Depot.
Don't ever change my mind.
Marco, I agree with you. 2018 All In was definitely up there as the most impressive, but I mean, 80,000 people is 80,000 people.
Oh yeah, no, that is impressive. That's going to be the next. That's going to be up there for, like you said, for a 4-year-old company. Selling out Wembley Stadium is pretty impressive, dude.
I mean, let's think about this. Okay, in the Jim Crockett Promotions gets sold to Ted Turner, right? New company gets formed. Of course, you get WCW even had the luxury of having JCP. They did not sell anything close to what this was. The biggest gate they had was that Nitro July 6, 98 Nitro, which actually that's kind of crazy. I think today's the anniversary of that. Anyway, but for when Goldberg beat Hogan.
Oh yeah, Goldberg versus Hogan. That was like.
Yeah,
that was huge.
Well, I had like 42,000 in the Georgia Dome, brother.
42,000 is nothing in the grand scheme of things.
No. And that's what I'm saying. Like, for them to do this is pretty freaking impressive. I thought they were going to get to 60. I thought, like, hey, get to 60. That's a good number.
Right.
You know?
And 42,000 for WCW. That was apparently the time period where wrestling was at its hottest.
Right.
I mean, if you don't consider like rock and wrestling and everything, but you know, you have that boom period in the 90s. You're talking about 82,000 people now for Wembley Stadium for a 4-year-old company. Like, come on, there's a lot of discussions to be had about AEW, and this one is definitely a positive for them. I don't know how anyone can spin this. It's ridiculous.
What are your thoughts on Grayson Waller and John Cena battling it out?
Ooh. Marco, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I think he did a great job. I think he handled himself the way Austin Theory should have. I mean, Grayson Waller is great on the mic, dude. Grayson Waller is like he can come back with some shit, dude. He threw a couple of shots at John Cena. John Cena didn't really respond to him, but he had the tenacity to do so. And I think not that he could hang with John Cena, but he was able. He that's what Austin Theory should have done. Like Grayson Waller has that he has that attitude where he's like he knows he's better than pretty much.
He has confidence.
Just like
Theory has no confidence.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like Grayson Waller, as Wade Barrett would say. No, he definitely has all the confidence in the world, and he didn't stumble any words. And he's standing in the ring with one of the greatest talkers on the mic, and handled himself perfectly, dude. Man, I liked it.
I think this proved even more that the theory of Austin Theory is done.
No, like I said, I know, like we talked about, like John Cena burying him, and he was telling the truth. He wasn't lying at all.
I know, and that
hurts.
I mean, like I get, like that's what you do, but that's something you do in the back. That was my whole issue. Like you don't do that where everybody can see him. Like, oh shit, there he's right.
well, yeah, but what Theory was supposed to do was like rise above that.
Well,
rise
above hate, pal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's supposed to do. Take that and then rise above it. But obviously he didn't. So
I think it's a hard comparison to, because even I said in the group chat, like, oh shit, Grayson Waller is about do what Austin Theory couldn't or whatever. But it wasn't really like a Theory and Cena moment. Like Grayson got his shit in, which is good. He was very entertaining, but like Cena didn't really go back at him. I would have liked to have seen him at least give him some shots or something, just have that little bit of a promo war. But I think it was more so just to see a little bit of Cena action, just to make the fans happy, get an AA in there. I don't see a match happening. I know some people are predicting like SummerSlam or Waller versus Cena. No way. I don't see that happening.
I mean, they're already moving on. I mean, they got Edge going to be on the Waller effect tomorrow night. So.
Oh, yeah.
I could see that happening more so than Cena and Grayson Waller at SummerSlam. I could see Edge and Waller happening more. So,
which, by the way, talking about tomorrow, the ticket prices for SmackDown in Madison Square Garden are ridiculous. It's like $200 all the way at the top. I wish my home arena was the Cajun Dome, because then I would not worry about
$20, pal. Who gets you?
As it should be. Keep the broke kids out of there.
Come on down the Cajun Dome, brother.
Keep all you broke college kids out of the arena. Let the real money makers.
We don't need no damn college kids filming no curtain calls and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Whippersnappers.
Me and Marco are in big market areas. We got the Garden, TD Garden, Madison Square Garden.
Hey, Cajun Dome's a big market area, pal. Okay,
yeah, it is. Yeah, right.
Garth Brooks performed here 4 nights in a row.
Oh, that's great.
You can have your little Billy Joel concert all you want. We get Garth Brooks, okay? We still don't know where he's buried the bodies, but that's okay. That's a whole nother thing.
Oh my god, that's the funniest thing.
Garth Brooks is a great concert, by the way. Okay, so just saying. But anyways,
great.
He's a great performer, even though we still don't know where the body's buried. But Anyways, what's next here? Oh, Io Sky defeated Bailey, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, Zelina Vega, Zoe Stark, and she is Miss Money in the Bank. I think we all picked her.
Yeah,
I don't think that was a big shocker there. Very good match though. Loved this match.
I enjoyed it.
I love that Trish has got the face mask, the heel face mask that she had.
I'm a fan of that.
I'm just waiting for Shelton Benjamin and Trish Stratus to have another locker room.
Oh no!
Oh, boy. Yeah, boy.
Oh man. Yeah, great match. I thought it was really good. I think it was one of the best women's Money in the Bank match. Probably the best, I would say.
Yeah, it probably is the best.
Just good spots. I like the creative way that Io got up there. She handcuffed Bailey and Becky together underneath the ladder. And, they told story obviously because it was like the little things, that they did. How Bailey accidentally hit Io, but she thought it was somebody else, and I don't know. It was just really creative. So I like the story building they had.
Yeah. We've had the discussions lately about Rhea, Bianca, and Raquel being like the next big three in the WWE, the next ones after the Four Horsewomen. And I think after this Money in the Bank, you have to throw in Io as the fourth. I mean, she gets the briefcase. I would have to think that she cashes in successfully, probably over Asuka, which would be a good match, and kind of solidifies her as I think she's one world title away from being in that upper echelon with, your Biancas and your Rheas. And I think this Money in the Bank is going to do her well as long as she cashes in successfully, which I'm a little nervous because there hasn't been a failed cash-in yet for the women's side. So we'll have to see. I'm hoping they don't do it at the expense of Io. I'm worried that it's going to be like, Bailey is going to attack and cost the match for Io, and that's going to lead to whatever the fuck. But
great analysis.
I hope. Thank you. I hope that they just let her cash in successfully, give her the title, because honestly, she deserves it. She's one of their better in-ring talent, the women's division.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that definitely goes to show you. I seen someone posted a picture of it was Damian Priest and Io in NXT, and they were both champions. I think Priest had the North American and Io had the women's championship, and then they show them now with the Money in the Bank briefcases. And like I said, that's evidence enough that Triple H is definitely running things when Damian Priest and Io are the winners of the Money in the Bank, and not Logan Paul and like Becky Lynch or whoever it was supposed to be, or Trish. Yeah. That's Vince booking right there. Those two. So
yeah, good stuff. Like I said, I don't have anything bad to say, I've read high praise actually for this. So good timing too. I thought everything about it was good. Next match, Seth freaking Rollins defeated Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. I like the use of the briefcase again. We were talking about the storyline and why this works with Damian Priest. I know though the Chads are not too thrilled about Damian Priest winning the Money in the Bank title, but I think it's good still, and kind of see how future plan. I'm glad they did not have anybody cash in on this Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Thank God. Another good thing I loved about this event. This is a good match. Good story being told at the end. Nothing really noteworthy here. Does that make? I know we kind of talked about it last week, but does that make Seth's reign? We're kind of seeing where it's nothing real noteworthy. Is that starting to weaken his reign here?
Maybe. I mean, this was a match that I wasn't really. I mean, I was looking forward to it, but this wasn't like the most anticipated match of the card. And when you're the world heavyweight champion, you kind of have to be. I know it's hard to compete with Roman, but still. So, yeah, they're going to have to do something big for SummerSlam. And if not, I definitely think it's starting to get weak if it hasn't already.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think you're really only as good as your opponent. That's what it comes down to as well. So if you're not not that Finn Balor's a bad opponent, but we've seen them face off before. And then, for some reason it's not really if Finn Balor was by himself and not with Judgment Day, I think the storyline would be a lot better. But where they have to kind of fit in the Damien Priest with the briefcase and all the stuff, I think it kind of diluted that match because it's that match is kind of just part of a storyline, essentially, the Judgment Day storyline. That's how I see it. It was kind of like Seth Rollins is kind of like that guest character within that storyline, and now he's pretty much out. Well, not out yet because obviously Damien Priest has that briefcase, but yeah, I think like I said, I think the whole Judgment Day storyline kind of, for me, kind of ruined that match because it wasn't really Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. It was more or less like, oh, Damien Priest won the Money in the Bank. Now is he going to cash in on it? So it kind of took away from that match. Yeah, for me anyway.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff though. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Still, I don't really have anything else to add. I think we'll see what brings it. So who do you think Rollins is next? We're gonna still keep on with Finn?
I don't know.
Definitely not Cody.
Yeah, right.
So it's probably gonna be Finn again.
Do they bring out the Demon again?
No, Demon doesn't come back.
I don't know if you can go with Finn here again. But I don't know who you go with. Really, to be honest with you.
I mean, not for SummerSlam. Like, I mean, I know there's the history and everything, but
who?
Like, if you're trying to make this belt important,
there's nobody
doing, especially with it now being a rematch. I don't know.
Unless there's nobody there. There's no other like.
There's no one left.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, who else would they put against Seth Rollins for? As an opponent, like really, that's Cody, but obviously he's not going to be facing him because it's he has Brock Lesnar. So it's, who else on that roster?
Norman Smiley.
Yeah, there you go.
Miz,
Mr. Money in the Bank himself.
You get the Miz back. I don't know.
He's going to come out and do the wiggle. He's going to distract Seth Rollins for the roll up and do the wiggle.
Goldberg. No, I'm joking.
God, please don't even put that in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to watch.
Triple threat match with. Triple threat with Damien Priest and Finn and Seth.
I'm trying to look through the roster, see if who's on Raw that he can go
against. Nobody.
There really is no one.
That's what I mean. It's Finn Balor. It's Finn and Damien. Those are the only two. And it sucks because they're in the same faction.
Wow.
Like I said, if they were not in a faction anymore, it would make for me, it would make for a better storyline. But
the only person, and I'm not saying that he should face him at SummerSlam, but the only person who has a legitimate chance outside of Finn
is Cody.
It's Tommaso Ciampa.
No, don't even. Next subject. What are we doing next?
I'm saying because that's the only guy that they've built up.
SummerSlam.
He's going to have a win against The Miz on Raw. That's the only guy that I could see, and that's saying something about how they've built up this roster. There's no one else.
No, he's not even on
Riddle because he just took a loss. You can't do Johnny Gargano because where has he been? You can't do.
He's been playing with his toys.
It's Finn, dude. It's just Finn.
I mean, maybe it's Drew. Like, I don't even know.
Well, it could be
There's
Drew.
No one.
But yeah, I mean,
Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, Apollo Crews.
It should have been Drew. Let's be real. But
yeah,
no, it didn't look like that's going to
unless
happen.
Bobby Lashley comes back at some point.
Well, Lashley's on SmackDown. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is on SmackDown. Damn.
And we could do a trade.
Yeah. Give me a
Like
trade.
I said, yeah, definitely not Ciampa.
Riddick Moss.
That's
or
not a summer.
Shinsuke or The Miz or Veer.
You really want to diminish that title? Put Tommaso Ciampa and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Then you really that'll be the opening. That'll be on the fucking pre-show.
Oh look, I'm not saying that's the match to do, but like, who else is there? And you know Triple H would put that on SummerSlam. I mean,
God, no, he wouldn't. No, I don't think he would do that.
He has signed pictures of Tommaso Ciampa in his bedroom.
Okay.
Triple H does.
Oh God,
he's a great guy.
A great guy.
All right.
No thanks.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Bloodline Civil War, baby. The Usos, Jey and Jimmy Uso, defeated the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa.
What?
8 Uso pins for the first time since December of 2019. Who that person was Baron Corbin. For the first time since that illustrious match, Jey Uso pins Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3.
Damn.
I mean, is this the greatest tag team match of all time? Can we
Probably.
I mean, I'd have to think about that, but it's probably not the greatest.
No, it is.
What else is there?
I think it is.
What else is there? I mean,
what is there?
Like I said, I have to think. But
the Mega Powers versus the Twin Towers?
No, you have to. I mean, you can.
Yeah, there you go.
There's plenty of matches. You can say
the
like
Rockers and the Twin Towers had a great match at Mania.
They did.
You can say the TLC matches with the Dudleys and Hardys, and you can say all those. Pale in comparison. This is the greatest match ever.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're saying this was better than TLC?
The drama, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
The crowd reaction, the drama,
hit a hot take for that.
The action.
It's a hot take? Is that a hot take?
That's not really how is that a hot take? No gimmicks involved.
Oh, I'm trying
no ladders, no tables, no chairs.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
Star power.
Exactly. Thank you.
Storytelling. Wrestling. Psychology. No gimmicks.
Like I said, I got to think. But,
no gimmicks needed.
I mean, it's a bold statement. I don't see anyone else really saying it.
No chairs involved.
Right.
No, nothing.
Straight up.
Hey, I like my chairs in my tag team matches. Thank you very much.
We'll put TLC number 2 after this. How about that?
Yeah.
1A, 1B. Maybe we'll do it that way.
I mean,
come on.
I'm trying to think. I really don't. I mean, you could go. I don't think you can, but like going back to like maybe the Hart Foundation versus Bulldogs, or something along those lines. But
the only other match I can say is the Usos and Kevin and Sammy, because that main event in Mania, the only tag team match to ever main event Mania, even with your Bulldogs and your Hart Foundations and your Rockers and your Demolition.
Well, hold on. Are we just talking about the WWE greatest tag team match?
We could keep it within that,
because like that's what I'm thinking. Because like if you're talking about just WWE, then you have a conversation. But
that's what I'm not.
WWE. I mean, you just had FTR and the Briscoes go.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I'm saying within WWE.
Okay, all right. So then maybe I mean, I'm looking through. You have some good like NXT tag team matches, but
you can put like the FTR and DIY and those matches.
FTR DIY Alpha Academy had some great matches, but all right, maybe you make a case for this.
Yeah, once you go outside, it starts. You got to go with the
FTR
Young Bucks Lucha Bros ladder match.
Right, I thought that's what you meant when you say all time. I'm thinking like,
I was thinking WWE.
Right,
that ladder match is probably one of the greatest matches ever. Not even just tag team matches, but anyway, Yeah, as far as WWE tag team matches go, that might be the best tag team match ever. It was just the psychology in it, the Roman kind of deteriorating throughout the whole match. Him being confident at the beginning of it, and as you watch it, he starts losing pieces of his persona left and right. And at that point where you got the stack 'em, smash 'em, pin 'em thing, and they kicked out. He's sitting there crying, and Solo looks at him like, "Are you fucking crying right now?" He gave him that look like, "Are you fucking crying?" And then Solo just does something, and Roman's like, "Yeah, that's right." And he gets up, and Solo had to bring him yeah, dude, that match is fucking great, dude. It's cinema. This is cinema, as we like to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know, man. And then you get the tribal court happening on SmackDown. We'll see what's happening there, because Roman
that's going to be great.
Well, we're setting up for Jey versus Roman. That's what it's got set up for, right?
I would think so.
Do we see a Solo turn at some point? Does Solo say, "Dude, what the what happened?
Stuck.
You broke down. You're all scared and shit when they kicked out." Solo had to take over. He had to be the, he had to take the tribal chief position after that kick.
Solo's gonna say this.
Jesus Christ! I think maybe we need a little work there.
This is a very irrelevant question, but we're talking about the tribal court tomorrow. I really wonder if and when Rikishi is going to get involved in a segment. Because
I think it's going to be tomorrow, dude. It's Madison
It
Square
has
Garden.
to be tomorrow, right? Because they must be holding out on including him in the segment. If there's ever a time to do it, it's going to be tomorrow.
Gotta use Big Quiche.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. I think because Madison Square Garden, they usually, that's one of their biggest shows.
Right.
Either SmackDown or Raw. They always pull out all the stops for it. So
hopefully we see Scotty Too Hottie as well too.
Yeah, sure.
WORM.
Maybe we'll have the whole crew there. Simone SWAT team.
You can't really.
Oh, damn it. That's messed up. No, but you get, because what do you call it? Sam. Well, actually, Sam. Simone SWAT team. You can get Alpha and Sika, the head shrinkers. They could be there.
Oh yeah. Hey, Sam is definitely under a contract for sure. So it's under some kind of contract. At least
man. I'm excited. I'm curious to see what the case is against Roman Reigns since he lost. What is there? They did say they were talking to the family the week before, and they said, "You didn't think what happens if you lose?" Because we've been talking to the family, and
how awesome, if they have the family, they're doing all this. And I know I've looked.
If you smell,
yeah, thank you. and Rock calls them out, not for a match, but calls them out jabroni ass, you need to get Jey a chance, something like that.
Well, and that's the other thing. We don't even need The Rock now anymore.
You don't need it, but imagine how great the moment would be, dude, Madison Square Garden would go fucking bonkers, okay?
Yeah, they did that. They fucking shut all that Rock.
Don't even say it. I'm not even getting a ticket for this show. If the fucking Rock comes out.
Make sure you can use code ISLE and you save
there you go
to check out.
$20. That's actually pretty good with these prices. I might have to take you up on your offer.
There you go, pal.
Just sneak in, dude.
Yeah, just sneak in.
Yeah, just say you're a part of the show or something.
Yeah, just wear a suit. Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Say you're somebody's son. Say you're I don't know.
Mean Gene Okerlund's son.
Yes. So you're like Gorilla Monsoon's grandson.
Yeah.
Will you stop and just say that? They'll go, "Oh man, you are." We'll let you right in.
Yeah, you're good. You got that.
Or Jesse Ventura, say you're his I don't know.
You just go up there and be like, "You know who I am? I make the Flex Seal commercials."
Oh God.
Anyways, but this was just like I said, fantastic, great, loved it.
It's the greatest story of all time.
Not there yet, Val, but It's very close.
It's
Very close.
Dude, they did.
It's very close.
Man, just the reaction of him getting pinned, seeing that 1, 2, 3. It's like it's the beginning stages. It's the first step. It's him actually losing those titles. I think that's what it's coming down to. Like it's starting to wind down. He got the pin. They broke the seal. They showed that he is. He's not invincible. He can be beaten. So I think this is just the beginning, dude. I think this is just not the downfall of Roman Reigns, but this is the slow exit of Roman. This is the all the story arcs have happened. And actually on YouTube, there's actually someone that put a video together about all the story arcs of the bloodline. The Jay story arc, the Jimmy story arc, the Solo story arc, the Paul Heyman story arc, the Sammy, and now we're on to Roman. This is Roman's story. It's all looking
Here's
good.
the story about a guy named Roman.
He was always the guy that's like, the star of the show. Now he's not. Now he's second tier. He's not main event anymore. He's Jay took that spot. So we'll see what happens with old Roman.
I mean, we can see a Jimmy turn. We can see Solo turn. We can see somebody's turning.
Heyman turn.
Somebody's turning tomorrow night.
Probably Heyman.
Somebody gonna flip.
I'm no longer your wise man.
Good day, sir. I'm going to see my good friend Brock Lesnar. We're going to start a promotion called ECW.
What if they have it's like the last episode of Seinfeld, if you ever watched it, where they have like all the characters from every season come back and testify against. Yes, like Roman's just sitting on there, just like all the people he beat one by one just come out and testify against.
Yeah. You have Edge. It'd be great if they could get Daniel Bryan
on via satellite
Kevin
or
Owens,
something.
Sami Zayn.
Dude, that'd be funny.
That would be funny.
Brock, you hear the music hit, and Brock comes out. Oh, dude. Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good night. And then, look, I've been really impressed not only WWE, AEW, wrestling in general. It's just, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love pro wrestling. I love it so much. Yeah. Well, anything?
That's it.
Do we want to add anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, Anthony, do you want me to finish the show?
You go right ahead.
All right, that would be great because it's kind of hard to hold the phone and the microphone and try to click on videos all at the same time.
So in that case, I'll sign off. I'll let J-Bone do the honors of closing the show. But I'm sorry for all my technical difficulties tonight. I know it was awful. This is my last episode. I can't wait. I'm never doing this show again. Fuck
and
this
is Lee Marshall calling in from on the road, Nitro on the road. What frat party did you hit up this week?
I learned from young J-Bone. Hey, if anything, this proves, out of the how many 100 phone calls that Hawks had on the flagship show, I outperformed this guy in one phone call.
That's not that hard, especially if you hear this past week's episode. Like,
yeah, right.
Jeez, that dude got played.
Well, there you go.
As soon as I heard that second song in the Young Bucks, I was like, "Oh my god, this is genius!" He caught me off guard because I was thinking like, "Oh, okay, they're playing Strike Force," and I wasn't even thinking the next song being Young Buck. So I was like, "Oh my god, this is freaking genius!" Tune into the flagship and listen to Hawk having to kiss the ring. The knee was bent.
And all right, I'm signing off. Thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for the outro, and see you next week.
Okay, yeah. That was Lee Marshall for calling in 1-800-909-9900. Get all your dirt from Lee Marshall. Lee, Anthony Marshall, we'll call him. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do our thing.
Hey yo,
Marco. I know my nameplate says MVP Marco, and yours says
Mine says Young Anthony,
but you're Marco. You're the MVP. What's going on in Chick Foley show this week?
Nothing much. We're gonna record a show tomorrow night, I believe. So look out for that. Obviously, chickfoleyshow.com. That's where you can find everything. All the episodes, all the ways you can listen to the show. And also you can sign up for the Chick Foley Show Facebook group where we are in the midst of our Picks League, which I'm actually doing good this time around. I'm
me too.
proud of myself.
We're kicking ass, Marco.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is unprecedented. I think people are gonna start thinking we're in cahoots. So hopefully, I got questioned. I think on the show last week or the week before. Yeah. But we're just that good. That's all. What great minds think alike, and that's what we do. We just we predict the way we predict. I don't know what to tell you. But other than that, Chick Foley Show on Twitter, Chick Foley on IG. If you want to follow me on Twitter as well, MVP Marco and Threads. I connected.
I need to do that.
Account. Yeah, so it's an easy switch. It's an Instagram. It's basically Instagram on steroids. Literally everyone that you follow or follow you on there just automatically are over there now. So might as well do it. It looks clean. I'm enjoying it. It's not as busy as Twitter is. Nice. I still like to go back to the old neighborhood of Twitter. You know, the old ghettos of Twitter, because that's where all the bad stuff happens. Yeah. So I still like to live dangerous a little bit. Go back and visit.
That's where you can get your crack rock over there.
Yeah.
Reds is where you just get your pure cocaine.
Yeah. I'm with my yuppie friends at Threads, and then I go down to Twitter and hang out with the bros.
Yeah.
But definitely do that. I'm not sure if Sheena's connected it yet. Like the Chick Foley on Threads yet. But I'm not sure if we'll work it out. We're gonna just make a Chick Foley show for Threads, but we'll see.
And Mark over there running the Threads machine.
Yeah, threaded. I'm running the thread. I'm threading the thread machine over there.
Threading the thread machine.
just sewing with the thread machine over on.
Yeah, we need to do that for the Pod Foundation too. It'd be good. So
yeah, but that's it.
Awesome. Tyson says get the title back. I'm gonna get it back. No worries. We got SummerSlam coming up.
I'll get it back
with
this thing.
Hey, just don't cash in on me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cash in on
you. We'll see.
There you go. No, but I've kind of been on a little bit of hiatus. It's been hard to kind of get back in gear and coming down the aisle. But this weekend we'll start the journey. Myself and the Ultimate Miles will be doing a list, and you don't want to miss this one because this list is one of your favorites, the racist piece of shit.
Oh,
Top 10 Hulk Hogan matches. We're gonna be talking about the Hulkster this week. As everybody knows, me and Miles love to shit on Big Terry.
Oh boy.
But undoubtedly, we still have to do a top 10 list of his. So make sure, if you are a Hulk Hogan fan, you may want to throw it out. But
oh boy,
we like to shit on Big Terry, But it's kind of like one of the things we like to do the best. But you should check that out. Seriously, we're not gonna go too hard. We're gonna be fair and concise. Top 10 Hulk Hogan matches this weekend, either next weekend or actually probably early next week. Like Monday, I'll probably drop it. So stay tuned for that. And should be back next week for a full episode. Sweet. So there's some things just popped up, and it's just been hard to fit it in. To be honest with you, I didn't want to do a half-ass show. I could have just done something, put some content up, but I didn't want to do a half-ass show. So So we're gonna wait. We're gonna chill till I have a little bit more time. So
check out also whenever it happens, check out the wives.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell.
I don't know what they're gonna be called, but
yeah.
Boney and MVP's wives they're plotting. They be plotting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's gonna consist of, but
our wives are talking about doing a pod. We'll see what happens.
Oh boy.
Hopefully it's not like a crime drama. That's the only thing I don't want.
Oh yeah.
Did they start planting our murders or something?
True crime. Yeah. Oh boy.
So if you hear the crime drama thing happening, then be scared for us.
Yes, yeah, pray for us.
Pray for us. Anyways, anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. I mean,
all right. Well,
Anthony, you have anything?
Oh, Anthony, you had anything to add? No.
No.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Shut the fuck up. Oh man. Okay, so it's time to hit up the tavern. Of course, you can find everything tavern related at theturnbuckletavern.com. Head over and make sure you subscribe to Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Hey guys, if you subscribe to one, subscribe to both. It helps us out. So subscribe to all places. Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Join our Discord where we have some fun things that are planned over there. And, of course, follow us. Instagram, close to 10,000. About to hit 10,000 if they haven't already. 10,000 followers. So make sure you're heading over to the Turnbuckle Tavern for all of those links. And you can purchase a t-shirt. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees. You can find a Young Anthony t-shirt, Hollywood Tony t-shirt. We might need to change that to like a Broken Internet t-shirt. No. For Young Anthony. Boney Khan, Boney Shivani, MVP Marco, RAWDOWN t-shirt. Get it all. Or you can go to Teespring as well too. You can be a RAWDOWN champion with your own I'm a RAWDOWN champion t-shirt. Or you could be Mr. Backlash, which is what I am too. I'm Mr. Backlash. And if you, of course, you get the classic RAWDOWN t-shirt. And, of course, you can call into the Tavern 304-404-2004. You can call in. You can disagree with us, but mainly call in and completely harass Hawk for how idiotic his statements are each and every week. Especially this week, how he had to bend the knee and it got totally pulled. It was awesome. I loved it. Good stuff. So, yeah, head over to or call the hotline 304-404-2004 for all that fun stuff. Folks, this has been a great edition. Very interesting edition.
Yeah, very, very strange.
Where we had our own Lee Marshall call in. But it's been fun. But you know how it usually how life plays out, as Vinnie Mac would say.
Life sucks, and then you die.